You start doing things and you start thinking that they're normal. And you rationalize things very differently. I'm going out to the beer store, get a case of beer. Sure, drive there, don't get out of the car. I can't get out of the car. I don't know why. And then when I go home and I don't have any beer, my wife's like, well, where is everything? And, it's a safe environment and, for some reason I felt unsafe. Since I was a kid, all I ever wanted to be was a soldier. So I finished high school, I think 15 days later I was at basic training. I did 3 deployments, 1 to Bosnia and 2 to Afghanistan. The military presence in Kabul is much more robust. We weren't going out looking for Taliban and weren't going out looking for fights like we did on my last deployment in Kandahar. We fought all the way across the Panjwai area so that we could eventually pave the road towards Masumgar. It wouldn't be uncommon to be shot at during the night. The best way that I could identify to the rest of the soldiers on the ground where the enemy was to fire the machine gun that has bullets that light up as they go out. And when the rocket-propelled grenades were shot at us, the high-pressure blast wave from the RPGs were, in essence, just hitting me in the face and in the head. I had headaches, I had dizziness, I had nausea, but my best friend lost his leg. Another friend of mine lost both his legs. Josh Kluge was killed by an IED. And it's difficult to talk about. I knew that within a few days after he died, we were going to be back out on the same ground in the same area. So I tried to show resolve. Just keep pushing on and keep soldiering on and keep soldiering on. But yeah, I was wrong. I was so wrong. I was sent home, told to rest, said I had post-concussion syndrome. It'll get better. I couldn't hear hardly anything. They said that would get better. When I went back to work, I was out leading soldiers, really training them to get ready to go to Afghanistan. And I was leading them and I collapsed on a run. That's really when everything kind of came to a head, and I saw a fantastic head injury doctor who told me that I had a traumatic brain injury. I asked her, do you think I could stay in the Army with this kind of an injury? After explaining to her what I did and the combat aspect of it, she just said, no, there's no way. And I was married to my job before that. I'd never been a civilian in my entire life. I wondered, why do civilians get up and shave in the morning? I shave because I get told I have to shave or I get in trouble. I had no interest in anything but being a soldier. So with the help of my psychologist, we broke down, what are the aspects of being a soldier that I liked the most? The ideology, the being able to contribute to something that was bigger than me, being able to fight for things and causes, and that combative aspect was something that I really relished and I thrived on it. And I came to the conclusion that the only profession I could go into would be to become a lawyer. There's that intake from this morning. I left the military in September of 2011. I applied through the program for vocational rehabilitation training. They would help pay for rent, help pay for transportation back and forth, pay for books, pay for all these things. I got none of that. I was denied because law school is longer than 24 months. In the Army you're protected, and when you're leaving, no one really helps you. They just drop the pamphlets in your lap and say, here you go, these are the benefits you're entitled to, and good luck. I was compensated under the new Veterans Charter of a lump sum payment. It was a maximum, so at that time it was $250,000. Getting that money was great, but it didn't really help. It didn't give you it gives no security. If I was injured in a car accident and had the same injuries I have today, someone would have paid for my law school the whole time I was there. There would be compensation for my wife and for my children for what they have lost because of my injury. Aren't you, Bubba? Yeah. Becky's the reason I got treatment for PTSD. I'm getting up in the middle of the night and I'm looking around for a weapon, and I'm going out and checking windows, and I'm going out and checking the back door. And you think to yourself, this is normal, because you don't even conceptually get where you are. that was still prepared to fight the Taliban at any moment, and that just wasn't going to happen. I think a lot of times she feels like she's on the outside looking in, and I can see, I think they're not. The government doesn't care about the families or the people. It's just about the minimum amount of effort to create the most amount of noise in a headline somewhere without actually doing something tangible for the people on the ground. I think these changes are grossly inefficient. They don't address the biggest issue, which is the lump sum payment of, here's your money, we're walking away. Anything that supports the new Veterans Charter and this new idea, and any organization that does that, is failing every veteran.